Guys, welcome back to the Scaling Brokerage Podcast. Today, Paolo has been kind enough to bless us with some of his time, share some of his experiences in real estate out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we're looking forward to learn a little bit more about you, Paulo. Go ahead and share, with the audience a little bit about yourself here.
Hey, Jake, thank you for the invite. And yeah, yes, definitely, I would like to share my experience. This is Paolo Barrasso. I'm a real estate broker, brokered since 2010, and in the business 22 years. So I've been on many of the cycles of the business, and more than happy to share my my experience with you guys and with your group.
I love it. I love it. Well, take us back, Paulo. I mean, what brought you to real estate? How did you get, the first foot in the door there?
Well, basically, I'm original from Venezuela. I moved to America in 2002. I made everything. Marriage, graduated from a system engineer, and moved to America in the same 2002. So back those days, in order for visa stuff, I put it a bakery, and it was I call it that bakery my worst best business because
Oh yeah.
from the bad part you always learn something good.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't a bad business. It was my worst best business. So back those days, I started. It was a here in Florida. There was a lot of people that buy the pre-construction. You buy the
Oh
pre-constructions,
yeah.
and even you transfer the contract. They made 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. So I had some kind of capital, and I bought a pre-constructions. I said, "Wow, this is amazing." So people, my friends in my circle, start asking me, "Hey, what you did? How you do this? How you do that?"
Yeah.
So the business for the bakery wasn't good. It lasted 9 months, just that one. And I said, hey, you know what? I think a real estate is good. Many people
Oh
go
yeah.
to the real estate because it's a large commission, because it's a larger stuff. But up to date, 22 years after that, uh, the thing is different. It's a little bit
Oh
different.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's how I get involved, and promoting people into new constructions and going over uh, family people from out of the country. I'm on trilingual. I do speak Spanish, Italian, and I got those community. I mean those niches that I be able and lucky to serve back
Yeah.
those days. You know. So after
Absolutely.
that, I decided in 2010 to open my own brokerage. I did the class for brokerage just for the curiosity or for to do the next step.
Yeah.
And well, I say, okay, I got the broker license. And let me do the my own. So I opened a Beacon Realty. Is a boutique office here in Fort Lauderdale. I still serving. Sorry, I got some calls and
Oh, you're
uh,
right.
yeah, I know it, and it's ringing on my desktop as well. So I decided to open it. I hire agents. Back those days, it was in 100% commission structure on a brokerage. I started with 100% commission, no monthly fee. It was just a few that they used to do that. But
Yeah.
in the time and recommendation for the even for agents, when I got agents, I say, hey, listen, I want to belong to your company. That's good, perfect. What you expect from 100% commission plan?
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
it's what's. And I said, listen, I got 100%. If you're a brand new agent, probably doesn't want to work for you because you need a lot of research and a lot of stuff, and you need.
Yeah.
I'd
Absolutely.
be able to guide you through, but not 100%. So you have to measure really what is that 10, 20% of a split you pay for. You pay 20% for nothing. It's nothing. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of brokerage out there that offer research for the agent, offer training, and that's a big value. You don't know how much I spend on coaching.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been I've been in coaching. I've been trying to learn myself. Uh, the road showed me many things to do, and here I am. I still in 22 years on the business. Um, some of the beginners years says, "Oh, is this right? Is it not right?" Because there's days that things become difficult, especially when you work with people that everybody has their own interests or their own way to see the things. And maybe you're expert, you try to guide it, but definitely the last word is from the customer, and we need to respect that.
Absolutely. No, hey, no, I couldn't agree with you more there. And I appreciate you giving us some insight into, your background. I love the positive spin, is bet or your best worst business. That's a really positive spin, to put on something that, maybe did leave the best taste in our mouth. But I also, the fact that we were able to, learn from that. You mentioned having, multiple takeaways, from that experience. It's big, that, not just, trying again, trying the same thing over and over again. Actually taking away and learning from it. That is, I'm sure a big reason as to, why you're where you are today. So appreciate you sharing that part. I thought that was interesting. That's the first time I've ever heard that. So that was a really unique spin on it. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
And everybody has their own history. Some's better, some's worse, but it's we are here.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, right.
We're here to
Um,
serve people.
Well, and tell us a little bit about. I know you mentioned, that may be in one of the, the best worst business may be in a little bit of a challenge there. Have you had any challenges? Anything since? Did you mention you came into real estate, pre 2008, 2009? So I'm sure you dealt with all that as
No,
well.
that was my brokerage. I started in a real estate in 2002, 2003,
Oh,
actually.
okay. Okay,
So the
understand.
whole
Understand.
career. 22 years already on business.
I got you. I got you. Well, and I mean, in those 22 years, have you ran into or any tough times? Any times you look back on, you're like, oh, I don't know how I got through that. Yeah, anything like that.
Yes, definitely. And then as many our colleague, some days it says, you know what, I'm gonna find something different. I'm gonna try to find some cash flow business. I'm gonna try to start it. I'm a full time. Always been a full time agent, realtor.
Yeah.
But always you have those doubts, and you try and you try. But listen, by the end of the day, you need to be focused. Even you walk away from a real estate, you need to be focused on where you're going and what you do. I tried so many system programs and resource to generate business. Uh, but definitely you have to stick with the ones you must trust into it or believe into it. I don't know how to say it,
Yeah.
and stick into it to try to find some result. So um basically it is that right now I'm starting on the beginning with buyers. Always buyers are looking to buy and this and that. Later you become more as a uh attending more sellers, and you need to provide them such a good quality, I mean, service. I mean, integrated everything, the knowledge, market, uh, how to advise and recommend, uh, how to conduct this
Yeah.
conversation for. So
Yeah.
it's and my tough part really was the choose the way I'm going to market and generate the next transaction. That's a tough part, but that's still today. That's still today, and that's where we need to focus. So I had it from one coach. He says, "What's the purpose of one listing?" Is many people say, "Oh, the listing, sell the listing." Yeah, definitely, you're gonna sell it. If you had advice, well, you're gonna sell it. But the purpose of a listing is generate more listing with your marketing, with your stuff, with the way that you show how you work for the listing. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah, you never know who's has eyes on anything. Maybe you're helping market anything, any of your agents and underneath you there. We never know what kind of impression is going to be our first impression. So it's definitely big, making sure that we're always thinking in that vein, especially in real estate. You never know what kind of bridge we build. Who's going to come across it, and what friends, family, people that maybe just see the post online, things like that. That may come about from you just putting yourself out there, or putting yourself out there in a good way, in a marketable way. So that is glad to hear that you guys are take pride and have extra effort in doing that. On and to kind of segue into, I mean, do you guys do anything, marketing, recruiting, anything to get your name or your business out in front of more agents?
I still serve in selected customers. And as I mentioned, Beacon Realty is a boutique office here in Florida. Um, the agents really, I'm not hiring, but the ones approaching me, I try to guide it through. And I would like to mention something to all my colleagues. There's no longer realtors that choose the property that the buyer's going to buy. and there's no longer realtors that tell them what's a price must sell the property. We can do the recommendation, but this is what I tell everybody. With this technology, I mean, in 2000, I saw the MLS with the blue dotted letters, the green
Yeah.
screen.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember back those years until now. It's totally different today. If you believe you're gonna find a property for your buyer, it's wrong. They're gonna choose. They have so many resorts to choose. So be prepared on other areas, which is where we are very important. Negotiation, advice, advise people for inspections or things that they need to be aware. That's one thing. And for seller side, show your customers that you'll be able to sell a property because you have a list of buyers, or you have at least a customer that you can promote immediate the property, not just sitting on the market. Just listen, I call the secretary job is that take a listen and transcribe into the MLS and done. No, you have to do those things. Other recommendation that I do, or on what I'm doing, there is social media. I love social media. Everybody loves social
Oh
media.
yeah.
But let me see if I got something in here. But being on the let's see. No, this is not. I don't have a none in here. Mailing still working, and why still working? Because the consistency and the quality of the lead. A person who take a piece of paper, a piece of postcard from you, get the phone and call you. That's a real lead. So pay attention to that thing. Uh, Many people say, "No, I'm throwing away my flyers." No, use it, and you have to make a different touch point. Social, flyers, mailing, report.
Oh yeah.
If you can get in the billboards, you can. But it's not that big, man. You can go that big. We will not spend that kind of money. But I believe a lot in mailing, and actually, I don't know if you see the list in there. I'm right now the source of business. I'm doing cash offers. That's a way to generate sellers. Cash offers. Cash
Yeah.
offer
Yeah.
because that's a seller's want. Sellers want they don't want a headache. They don't how much you're gonna offer me, and boom, you ended up negotiating that 70%. No many will say to you the property. That's fine. But then you turn it over and say, listen, I do this with the property. I bought it, and that's the way you convert it. So right now I'm promoting into cash offer, probates, and I promoted them through mailing. Mailing drip. Mailing basically piece of mail and send it a 5, 6 time directly for probate people and sellers. Cash offer all over Facebook, Instagram, uh, postcards. My postcard in the front says the property, and on the back we have a cash for your home everywhere. So every time I got a listing, I sent a 3, 4 postcard just listed on the market, pending and just sold. The same postcard. I do it and I'll send it over. That's the way I'm marketing. I think it's a result. I wish to have 100 calls a day and say, hey, I want to sell the house with you, but we're many, and the other side, thanks God, we're many, but we got a lot of business. A little bit more, a little bit less, but we got business.
I love it. Hey, I love it. I love it. Well, and just curious, do you guys do anything on the attraction side? I know you mentioned that the sending the flyers out, sending the postcards out. Do you guys do anything like on the attraction side? Like, do you guys leverage events? Or I know you mentioned a little bit of social media.
Be honest with you, no, I'm not on that. I got colleagues that they do lunch for the buyers, seminars, buyer seminars. Um, I know many of them they do that. Florida, well, the niche I selected in Florida, there's many niches to do it, but Florida, it's a state of in and out people sometimes.
Oh
Here in
yeah.
South Florida, we got a lot of foreign nationals owners. Right now, the market it's changing, especially for this foreign owners, because HOAs and fees are going high because insurance, so no many people are be able to have an apartment empty for 11 months of a year than just come and spend 1 month. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell it. I'm looking to market them. The probates, there are many families are out of state because it was the member of a family that looked to retire in here. So they don't want to come down in Florida.
Yeah.
So those are I'm on focus right now. Those are people that I couldn't do the events. I may in the future I may be thinking to do some seminar or something to explain it to them. But first of all, as the Google says, you have to create the audience and then you promote whatever you want to promote to it. So I spread out the word, and I need to prepare spread out first the word and then create those seminars. But at this point, I don't do it.
Awesome. I understand. I understand. I mean, and I noticed I know you mentioned too on the coaching side. You've done a few things with coaching. Has that been more so? I mean, in real estate, is that like personal life? I was just curious.
No, there was a real estate coaching. Real
Oh,
estate
awesome,
coaching.
awesome.
Yeah. I've been 5, 6 years with Craig Proctor.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay. I'm
yeah.
familiar.
I've been one of those guys here, home sold warranted all by, which is in a strong USB. And then I got another guy right now that I met over, and I'm going with him through the cash offer program. His name is Blake, and it's really good, really
Awesome.
good as well. All the coaches and everything, they're really good, but you, as I mentioned, you have to stick until you get result. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I need to find do what they show you to do or they tell you to do, and then you get result for it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And I know, there's definitely a lot of, programs out there that are, helping brokerage owners, across the country, scale, recruit, have the right system, help their agents produce more, kind of all of the above. And will you tell us a little bit about too, what's the future vision for you guys? What is kind of, I know this year's kicking off pretty fast here. What does the rest of this year look like for you guys?
I'm going more on numbers. Okay, I'm seeing it, and I think a little more sellers are coming out into the market. What is happening right now, many has a lot of equities. Everybody got 20, 30%, 50% equities on their property. They are facing these problems with the HOAs, the expenses. Florida become one of the expenses state in the United States, and fixed income people or people fixed income from a retirement or from a fixed job, they're no longer afford sometimes, and some of them because the equity they're resistant and say, okay, let me get some money from my equity and still make it a living. But there's going to be a point, unfortunately, that the people need to sell. So I'll see more sellers on the market. The price will be stabilized a little bit more. I hope provide a solution as a seller or me as a buyer investor to buy and flip those property. But those people, it's going to come out because actually interest rate, I don't think it's going to go down for a bit. Um, I don't see any sign to. And buyers, they're gonna absorb the market a little bit. We're location in here that was still in the selling market, but many are turning into buyer market, especially where we got a lot of condos. Condos are getting more affected than the single family homes. So that's what I say. I'm looking to still promoting probates and sellers with my cash offer, and well, get those 4 or 5 serious leads a month that is still taking, and try to convert them better and get better myself every day.
I love it. I love it. Hey, and you can't beat that, right? That's awesome. That's awesome.
In
What
22 years, yeah, I got 22 years. Try to get him better.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, tell us a little bit about too. What's the? I know where that was 1 year covered there. I mean, 2030 sounds a bit like the future. What would be the goal for you? When we're creeping up into the 30s. What would be the goal for you then, and in about 5 years from now?
By 5 years, my personal vision, it's try to get personal into 50, 60 transactions per year. Okay, to be honest with you. Right now, I am in the 20s or so. Uh, Few are high end, which is good and require a little more effort, more time consuming into it. Um, but I'm looking to stabilize in a 56 personal transaction. I'm a broker, but I still do transaction.
Yeah.
I don't have so many agents to manage. More that I have is a friends or people that stick with me because of our relationship. And I'm not hiring right now. I'm not in the point of hire more agents or looking to more agents. There's a lot of good brokerage out there, which is offer really nice programs. And but right now I'm not in the thing.
I got you. I got you. Well, just curious, has that ever been something that you have a plan to, like, bringing other agents in, so you aren't, forced, or not forced, but having to, do as many deals, if you didn't want to.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the questions?
Oh, I was just, is have you ever had any interest or thought about, like, recruiting, bringing in more agents, to make it so that that,
No,
like,
right now it's
instead
not on
of
my
doing
plans.
30 extra deals, bringing in more agents to cover that? Yeah,
It's not on my plan because I am on the field, it's not on my plans right now.
I got you.
For now.
Understand. Understand. Just curious.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And then the kind of one of the last ones here. The advice for the new brokerage owners. What would you suggest to somebody that's just getting started? In today's market.
I think if you want to become a broker owner, first of all, you have to cover the first steps. Do enough transactions yourself in experience. Hire an assistant, which is important,
Oh yeah.
and how to manage the business. After that, you can do the next step. You can call the DBPR day. I want to become a broker. After you become a broker, if you collect that's record, it's going to be more easy to bring people. Then
Yeah.
the people, what is a win-win? What is a win-win between you and the agent you want to hire? You want to give it 100%. What kind of service you're going to provide to them? What kind of resource you're going to give it to them? Or are you going to hire anybody? You're going to hire just the top select and be like a partner. You want to build a team, which is one of the case I did a few years ago. We want to build a team and stay as a team, become team out there. Uh, it's your vision. So my recommendation is to get it into that point where you at. Learn how to leverage yourself with people, with an assistant, and then show what you did. That's a proof of a success, and that's a best selling point.
Absolutely. No. Hey, absolutely. It's, yeah, much easier to follow the yellow brick road when someone's already laid it down for you. So it makes it a much smoother transition, right?
Okay, good, good.
Awesome. Well, yeah, tell the people, Paul, kind of in closing here, where can they find you? If they're interested, maybe anything you talked about in the podcast, learning more, or even maybe learning more about you and your brokerage over there if they're in Florida. Where can they find you? Any social media, anything like that?
To us, well, that's a Paolo Barrasso broker on Instagram. Beacon Realty as well on Instagram and Facebook. Um, and well, if you want to contact us, it's info@beaconrealty.com. Our website's at beaconrealty.com. And definitely we'll get in contact and understand you to provide the best solution as possible.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey guys, we'll have everything linked down below. So if you guys have any interest in anything, Paula mentioned, have any interest in getting connected, we'll have all, social media, phone or email, everything linked down below there. And to give Paula, hey, I appreciate you for coming out today, and thanks for spending some time with us here
Yeah,
on
thank you,
the
Jake.
Healing
Thank you
Broker
so
podcast.
much for the invite and to share what are things and definitely your podcast has many of this information and there is the aha moment on everything that you listen and that you try to uh, educate it or learn from it. So
Yeah.
thank you so much and thank you for dedicated on this. I wish some of this day I will be on your side.